welcome to Comcast NewsMakers. My name is Erin Muffoletto, the host for New Mexico, and today we are in Santa Fe, New Mexico, next door to the Roundhouse. And we have a special guest with us, Senator Sue Wilson Beffort. Beffort, how are you today?
Oh, I feel great. I got a decent night's sleep after a very late evening.
Right, and you had a bill in a committee last night very late, is that right?
Well, I had two bills, and the good news is one of them passed, and the bad news is one of them was tabled.
Right. And tell us about what were those bills that you were pushing?
Well, one of the bills that I think is very necessary because I'm really promoting charter schools, and it's a wonderful option for certain families and children, and yet what we wanted to do is make sure that any of the areas that needed to be tightened a little bit, and to make sure about the ethics of the way that the bills were treated, the charter schools are treated, that we just close those loops. So I had the bill last year, it was pocket vetoed, we brought it back again this year, and I think that it's going to be well accepted.
Great. Well, I'm happy for you for the one bill, and I apologize for the other bill.
And so we'll move on from that issue, but I am very excited about my other measures, and I've been kind of moving them along well.
And your other bill, though it was tabled, you'll continue to move it along next year?
Possibly. If the agency works well with the group that was opposing the bill, then it will be considered. It's just the way that things work. Sometimes it's the auspices for groups to come together and try and fix things, and so the way I look at it is, you know, the priority of the committee was that was not the right bill, so I'm moving on to some of my good bills.
And what was the bill that was tabled yesterday?
Well, that bill had to do with the wilderness groups that have been housing at-risk, incorrigible youth that are unlicensed, and so there were serious things that have been going on, and we wanted to assure, because they are children, 18 years and under, that the department that oversees children, the safety and well-being of children, has access through licensure of those facilities.
Right. And your legislation covers a part that a lot of people love, the brewery industry.
Yes.
How do you help them?
Well, you know, everybody is really enjoying the brewery industry, and it really is helping small communities. It's helping Nob Hill and other areas, and these are not like big packaged liquors where people go out and drink and drive and so on. In fact, you don't hear negative things about the customers of those places, and people are willing to pay more to be able to sit down and have a nice evening and enjoy it. Now, what my bill does is say that if a brewery also wants to be a restaurant, that they have the right to be able to sell their products as well. Oh. So currently, the only people that can sell their products are just plain breweries. So you'd go and but you can't eat, so you can't take your family really and eat. And so this is wonderful, and we came together with wineries, and wineries can do the same thing through this bill, so they can serve and they can also sell their wholesale products, packaged products. And so what we're finding is that they will be called brew pubs, so they're a brew pub if they can serve food.
Very cool.
And so they employ between about 15 and 25 people, and a lot of these are high-paying jobs because they're manufacturing jobs. And so this bill will add approximately 10 people in the first year to each of these places that chooses to do that. So if you factor that out, that's about 150 jobs.
Wow.
And so plus, you know, they are just wonderful anchors to small communities. So what we're trying to do through things like Main Street funding, which I'm promoting aggressively, because if that spruces up the communities by, you know, offering to, you know, bring their old movie theaters up through cultural fairs and different things, and make it so that people want to stop. But if they want to stop, we want to have neat, fun places, art galleries, and different things for them to enjoy. And of course, we want them to eat.
Right.
So this is really an exciting bill, and it really hasn't had, it's really had a good reception. It's had a little bit of a wrinkle, but you know, you fold those wrinkles out and move on with your bill.
Yeah. And Main Street's something you're supporting as well, right?
Absolutely. Main Street's
and if you can kind of just give
well, Main Street's through the Economic Development Department offer assistance and funding to small communities to be able to, like I indicated, spruce it up, make sure that, like for instance in Moriarty, we have wonderful murals that have been painted, and just different things, flower pots, get the medians looking nice, and just really assisting with an attractive feature so that tourists will want to pull off the highway and go into these very small towns. And then you have the Route 66, so those that are along that famous highway can get extra funding as well.
Oh, that would be great. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, so I'm just very excited at the momentum that is picking up over the last couple years of paying attention to small communities, because what we don't want to do is to have people move in for their jobs into Albuquerque and to the large areas. We want these little small towns to flourish, so, but it doesn't happen easily.
Right, and there has been a shrinking population.
There definitely has. In fact, in my area out in the East Mountains, we lost 2 elementary schools last year.
Oh.
And that is very sad for a community, and so we are desperately trying to move forward now. Google, the wonderful company of Google, is coming out to Moriarty, or has already started a presence there because of their gliding facility. And so obviously we want the people that come out with high-paying jobs and families and so on to really enjoy the rural areas and to be able to really take their families and do fun things and so on.
Well, thank you for all that you're doing. It's great. So we appreciate your time. And that's it for today with Comcast Newsmakers in New Mexico. My name is Erin. We'll see you next time, and thank you, Senator Beffort.